So here is who your potential next commander-in-chief has to say on the one-year anniversary from her interview with 60 Minutes.
Oh, good God.
We supply Israel with billions of dollars in military aid.
Mm-hmm.
And yet Prime Minister Netanyahu seems to be charting his own course. The Biden-Harris administration has pressed him to agree to a ceasefire. He's resisted. You urged him not to go into Lebanon. He went in anyway. He has promised to make Iran pay for the missile attack, and that has the potential of expanding the war. Does the U.S. have no sway over Prime Minister Netanyahu?
The aid that we have given Israel allowed Israel to defend itself against 200 ballistic missiles that were just meant to attack the Israelis and the people of Israel. And when we think about the threat that Hamas, Hezbollah presents, Iran, I think that it is without any question our imperative to do what we can to allow Israel to defend itself against.
Here it is again, defend itself twice. Got to get that in there because that's their only talking point.
And what's interesting is when she has to combine Hamas, Hezbollah, and Iran, like they're all the same thing.
They are all the same thing to them. Well, the truth is that is the axis of resistance, and they are working together in conjunction with each other. They are. They're just not terrorist organizations. A terrorist organization is you're living in it. We're the terrorist organization. I vacillate between two things. This is what I would say to people that are in the Biden or Trump or Biden Kamala supporter camp. Okay, there are two options here, and I know what I think is the truth. Right? You either believe that Netanyahu is running free, rogue, and they just can't get him under control. They just can't seem to do it. And they're just that incompetent that they just can't do it. You either believe that, or it's what I believe, which is it's all us. It's all us. He's doing exactly what we want him to do. We're giving him the green light behind the scenes. And there is no discussion about it one way or the other. He is not acting rogue. That doesn't happen. We're the people supplying the weapon. So that can't happen. That's how you know de facto that that's not the case. So either, and I would present this to her, either you're so fucking incompetent and weak that the strongest country in the world that's giving them the weapons can't rein them in, or they're doing your work for you. It's one or the other. And I don't think they would admit to being incompetent.
Got to tell you, this freeze frame of her right now, she looks very, very robotic.
Well, she is robotic, but that's better than the other freeze frame on Willie Bragg pulled up a still photo of her, and she really looked like it was like such a Valley Girl picture. Like, duh.
Well, she's a Cali girl, so keep going.
Those kinds of attacks. Now, the work that we do diplomatically with the leadership of Israel is an ongoing pursuit around making clear our principles, which include the need for humanitarian aid, the need for this war to end, the need for a deal to be done, which would release the hostages and create a ceasefire. Yes. And we're not going to stop in terms of putting that pressure on Israel and in the region, including Arab leaders.
But it seems that Prime Minister Netanyahu is not listening.
Well, Bill,
so are you completely feckless, or are you really on board with what he's doing? It's one of those two things.
And it's not like this has happened once or twice.
I love that people actually believe that they're working around the clock for that ceasefire.
Well, that's anybody who's stuck within the vote blue, no matter who bubble, and just want to pretend that that's really going on.
So then you truly believe. So then that's what I would say to those people. So then, in other words, what you're saying is you believe that the United States leadership is so fucking weak and feckless that it can't even control the behavior of a client state that only has weapons because of us. And they're that feckless, but I should vote for them? See, no. See, you're in between a rock and a hard place. Either they're feckless and they can't assert themselves, even though we're the largest empire to have ever existed on the planet, or they're completely in lockstep with what Netanyahu's doing. See, and I actually believe that.
It is the latter.
I do. I actually believe that. And she has no idea necessarily about any of that.
She just wants the job.
She's the suit and that Hillary got to put on. That's it. but she very well believes what she's saying. She might believe what she's saying. I don't know.
Her husband is like, he's like a total Zionist
It
psychopath.
doesn't. The point is that you cannot simultaneously tell me that they're going to do a good job, then have this excuse that they're not effective because of Netanyahu. No. Oh, hi from Brazil.
Got to say hi in
I
Portuguese.
don't know. I only know how to say thank you.
All right, say that. And
Obrigado.
there you go.
That's all I know how to say is thank you.
Hey,
I
that's
was very
almost like
thankful when I was in Portugal.
Yeah.
So I was like everything. And plus,
You almost had a Kamala cackle right
and I
there.
will tell you, okay, but my laugh is real and you know it.
Mm.
But my thing, people who know this, and I'm traveling, it's all about the food.
That is
Okay.
true.
So all I need to do is point and then say thank you when they hand me the pastries. That's it. That's all I have to know how to say is thank you.
Fairly warned. Okay, let's finish it.
The work that we have done has resulted in a number of movements in that region by Israel that were very much prompted by or a result of many things, including our advocacy for what needs to happen in the region.
Do we have a real close ally in Prime Minister Netanyahu?
I think, with all due respect, the better question is, do we have an important alliance between the American people and the Israeli people? And the answer to that question is yes.
Yes, they're our aircraft carrier. They're a permanent aircraft carrier. That is what they are in Western Asia. They are a permanent aircraft carrier for us.
That was such a bad answer.
She doesn't ever answer. Again, she hit all the talking points. Every time that one of these drones is asked about anything having to do with Israel, always starts out with Israel has the right to defend itself, inevitably makes its way to a ceasefire, and it will always, always, always bring Iran into the conversation. That will always be included in one of their talking points. I want to point out before I forget that if you guys go over to the Gray Zone, Max Blumenthal has released it's a documentary. It's on their video. It's just there. It's free. Called Atrocity Inc. And it is a deep dive into the entire Hasbara and propaganda campaign since October 7th. And of course, it's Max, so it's great.